Now, Saint Celestine kept doing this. I can't make evening Dibs paints. I can't make this do anything. There we go. Hey, what happened? Don't know. Don't know. It just happened.
It works. It works, except I can't see your beautiful face, my friend, because it's Instagram, and why would it?
I
Why
can
would it?
see yours, and that's all that matters
It
to me.
is. It is. It is. I'm gonna just get that beautiful mental picture in my mind.
Get the
There we go.
pencil picture of the long flowing hair and the great goatee.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I should think about it all day.
But Dibs Paint says it's fine. So you can see both of us. So as long as they can see both of us, that's fantastic. Thank you very much for joining me.
Oh, thank you very much for having me, my friend. Much appreciated. Like I said, I am the stupid sandwich. You've got Maxine before me, a high quality Dark Angels player and excellent tactician, and then Steve Box from Vanguard Tactics right next week after
No,
me.
no, that's not.
You know,
Steve's been. Steve's been.
oh, he's been, oh, geez,
Yeah,
oh my God, so am I the bottom of the hill? Is it all just
No,
downwards?
no, we've got. No, it's Maxine, and then they up painting, and they up painting, they up painting. Yeah, it's Maxine, and then you, and then Fletch painting.
Oh, it's Flet, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, yeah,
Fletch. Yeah,
that definitely is. I'm definitely the crevice of
big.
the streaming, but I will try and make up for it with banter, themed T-shirts, and just raw manliness.
Yeah, let's say you're the valleys between the hills,
So,
like you're basically Wales.
basically Wales, and for all Welsh viewers out there, yay!
Yay, Wales is great. The cream, Ryan, you're the cream. I painting says.
The cream of the bun.
Cream of the crop. So I have to apologise first off for the questions.
Oh, come on.
I think you've actually got one serious question.
Oh, excellent. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. You know, as long as it's not all filth. That's always nice when it's not all filth altogether.
So let's get some of the questions out of the way, because there are, to be fair, a record number of questions. I had Stan's even down tools from changing rooms he's doing in his garage to come
Oh,
on.
yes. Yeah, Sam has been furiously working. That's why we've not seen him on streams. He's living his own Diet Coke, old school Diet Coke ad over there, just all slow motion lifting of heavy items in a wife beater. It's been quite erotic.
Still no OnlyFans. Well, not yet.
With the prices of Games Workshop increasing endlessly, we're all going to have to end up there in the end.
So the first question isn't too bad because it's from Saint Celestine. She says, will your underwear enterprise be overwhelmingly successful, and will your hobby suffer for it?
Not a single order. Who would have thunk it? One of those big investments that goes sideways. They say get a side hustle. Get a side hustle and promote it. Not a single order. Shocking. No, this is the April Fool's one day late as well. It was on April 2nd. I posted it on my fabulous PaintPartyScot themed underwear, which had very few takers. Was the idea of Amory, who is over in Hawaii painting beautiful models. And he liked my badge and he was like, man, I'm going to do something with this. And I was like, knock yourself out, man. And he created this absolutely fabulous skit for the pants. And I'm like, I'm turning that into an advert. and it was a big hit and a lot of people thought it was funny, which, is all I really want. You can have Maxine with her capable, tactical decisions on the battlefield, Fletcher with his golden demon winning gorgeous models, and me in the middle with fake pants.
They're great fake pants. I mean, Dibs Pacer says, what's your side hustle? I think that should be your side hustle. I especially like the Scottish flag with the PaintPartyScot on each cheek.
I know. I've said to Amory, we need to branch out. Try and get a few more people on board. Surely, Warpgate Studios. I'm thinking, a matching bikini set with Sam's face on certain areas. It's the possibilities are endless. I think for this. But I don't have yet. Just not enough interest. Who would have thunk it? It's almost like people don't want my face in their underwear. Who'd have thunk?
But if there are anybody who wants to invest in Paint Party Pants, as Sam's just called it, can you send in any? Can you email? I don't know. No one's got an email. Can you DM Ryan with your
DM me,
or
DM me. If I get enough interest, you never know what could happen. You know, I could be
any
on the phone
potential
to Emery.
investors if you want to slide into to Ryan's DMs? Then he's all good for it. Baron Paint says, "I know whose face I'd rather have in my pants out there of those three. Spoiler alert: it's you." Woof. There we go. And then I thought at first this was a serious question, and then I read the entire question and realised it wasn't. This is from painful. This is from Painful Process, and it says, "Is he excited for the new Space Marine Codex, Chaos Space Marine Codex changes?" And I thought, "Oh yeah, Ryan, he likes the Slanesh,
I
but Emperor's Children."
do.
Then he bought for his Dark Angels.
Well, that hurt. Hurts every time. Burns. It burns inside. Oh man, look at that. We get a Primark. We get a whole range of new models. And still the jokes will never end, and they will hurt every time. But I'm okay. I'm tough and manly and strong, as everyone knows, and I can take it. He wept manfully. I'm excited for the new Chaos Space Marine Codex. My difficulty is committing to painting. I have 2,000 points of Chaos Space Marines, all new range, all partially done Slanesh. I can get it. I just need to get it painted. But then I bought all those Dark Angels at the start of the year that they made, all those beautiful Dark Angels that I haven't finished either. So it's just about getting them done. I've got 5 chosen that have been sitting in a 70% finished state here right in front of me um, for nearly a year now. So I've no one to blame but myself. I really need to get a move on. Oh, I'm just trying to get through the pile of shame. I'm buying no more. I'm buying no more. It has to stop, he said.
So, so are you getting the Space Marine? Have you ordered the Chaos Space Marine Codex? Or?
No, I'm hanging fire because I bought the ninth edition one, bought all those models, and needless to say, that Chaos Space Marine Codex came out 2 years ago and never saw the light of day. I never actually played it, so until I have enough models to merit the gaming, I'm going to hang fire on it and try and be sensible. And I know those two words don't usually go together with our hobby, which is try and be sensible with purchases. But I am trying. I'm trying so hard.
I, I'm not sensible with purchases. I have got this Chaos Space Marine Codex on pre-order,
Oh,
and my
it's
Chaos Space Marine army is mainly grey upstairs in a box in a wardrobe. So, and I bought the last one, and I never used that. I never used that. In fact, the only time that Codex ever got any use is when I played Shane at War and World, and he didn't have the Codex, so I bought the Codex for him. So there you go. You can use my Codex and my cards, and that's the only time that ever got saw the light of day. So people are coming in on the chat. Baron Paint says, make that 65% after dropping that one.
yeah. You noticed there. I think Baron would have noticed. I got the glue out there for a second because that drop there of the chosen slightly broke a horn, so we stuck that back together. We're fine. We're good. We're good. We're good.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Plus pain and pleasure. It's Spanish, you know. A-up painting.
You
You
know
will
it.
never stop, Ryan.
I will never stop. That's the problem. They're all so good. I just need to commit to painting what I have, like everyone else says. Commit to painting what you own and don't touch anything else for a while. I've got the models. I can enjoy all of those.
Nobody,
Um,
nobody does that. Nobody does
I do my Gandalf. Don't tempt me, Frodo.
that. Nobody paints what they've got and then moves on to the next one. Anyone that says they do is a liar. Because new toys, best toys. That's how it works. Tub paints, try and be sensible. Loads of laughing faces. Alex Fit 1978. Hello, Alex. A-up painting. I have a secret stash of boxes my wife doesn't know about. Ooh, do you have one of those?
I don't. I don't have a secret stash of boxes she doesn't know about. She knows about them now, so they're not a secret because she helps me organize them. So they're all, but they are all concealed away like a drug habit in boxes she bought me. It's like as though the visitors don't get to come around and see my pile of shame. It's like they're allowed to see some models, but not the unfinished ones. Like it's a dirty secret.
Do you have a dedicated hobby space? I think we might have asked it on the Inquisition, but I can't remember.
I do have a dedicated hobby space. It's the office upstairs is my dedicated hobby space. I have an installed light and a sort of desk that I deploy from above, which is quite funny. I have this old wooden painting desk. We're going to pan round. I have this wooden painting desk where everything gets piled up and all the brushes are there and glues and various things. Usually it's a lot tidier, but at the moment it's in an absolute state because it needs work through. And I sort of pull that down from shelves above me and store it all on shelves, and that seems to work pretty well for me. And the funny thing is that wooden shelf was made by a friend of mine who lives down in Nottingham, who apparently his dad was friends with all the old crew from GW way back in the 80s and such like, and he still pulls out old classic models that he has stashed away from time to time. But that friend is now collecting Tau, so we don't talk. No, I'm only kidding.
You said Tau. I'm expecting Shane to turn up any minute now because you've said Tau. Tau and Nightball and summon Shane. Baron Paint said, I think plastic crackers now again was sensible, isn't it? Well, you might see behind me a load of Star Wars ships. Now, this started last year because a friend of mine at the club said, oh, I've got no one to play Star Wars Armada with. And I'm like, oh, I really like Star Wars Armada. I'm just going to buy 4 ships.
Just 4 ships. A smidgen of ships, a sprinkling. A sprinkling of ships.
And then there's loads more over there. And there's a Super Star Destroyer over there. So, yeah. may have a few issues with my willpower there. Alex says absolutely do not do that. Kimmy Miniature says yes, Ryan to the first. So, Kimmy, are you also a fellow Dark Angels fan?
Yes, Kai Miniatures there. He's my Dark Angel chat buddy. I have a collection of fellow First Legion addicts that I keep in touch with, and we all advise each other on painting and modelling. And Kai's a cracking painter, and he's just getting better and better and better. We're always one model ahead or behind of each other, it seems. Although I think I've fallen very far behind, and he's diligently been painting for quite some time, and I'm just all over the shop, but trying my best.
Club Paint says heresy, and we're back to Dark Angels again.
The abuse.
I have to say, I can't really say. I mean, it isn't painted, but look who I've got. Oh, you can't see. You can't.
I can't see it, man. The mystery for me will continue.
For people who can, for you that can't see, I'm holding up the lion.
My favourite model of the last few years. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love painting the lion. The problem is now I kind of want to have another crack at him because I think I could do better. And it's the problem I have with most of my painting. I would definitely say I'm currently painting the best I've ever painted. The stuff I'm doing, I really like, and I think I'm doing really well with. But that makes me want to go back and repaint my old stuff to bring it up to this standard. But then you're just endlessly cycling around, and I never get anything new done.
So I send you my line, you can paint it and send it back to me.
And I definitely won't send you my old one. I wouldn't do that.
Your old ones will still be better than mine.
Oh, I magnetized all the heads, man. That was a nightmare of carving and filing, because clearly if you just need a drill to do it, I couldn't quite get it going with the drill and stuff. So it involved filing and shaving, and it eventually went in perfectly, the magnet and stuff, but it was just, everyone else had finished their line on the sort of initial release, and I was still sitting there filing up his neck of like 3 models. But it all fits together now, and I think I've swapped his head once, so it was totally worth it.
Jane, Lord of Cats says you can't start 4 ships. Well, I haven't. I forgot Ryan couldn't see, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 ships and countless fighters. So no, I didn't stop at 4 ships. I wanted to, but I think I might
I,
need to think fresh on that.
you didn't want to stop. That's it. That's the thing. You don't want to stop. It just gets better and better and better. What a ride!
James converted his line into an actual lion.
Of course, that Jehan's one of my buddies, and I've met him down in London when I was down there to catch up with fellow hobbyists, and he's an awesome guy. He has a pile of shame that is a proper addict's den. It's incredible. It's not just one box; it's 10 boxes that are under his bed and up his walls, and then there's the 10 cats that live on top of it, and they're all customized models with cat heads because he's obsessed. He likes what he likes. I'll give him that.
Did he have his cat head on when you met him?
He did. He brought the cat head, and the photo I posted of us. No one knows what he really looks like apart from me and the occasional people that share our streams. Everyone else just knows him as that guy with the cat head.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've never seen him with that cat head. Tub said he's buying the line.
Excellent. No, I was chatting to Tub. Tub is one of my buddies up here as well. He shared some streams with us. He is my Scottish brother up here, and he is also Dark Angeling it up. So I'm excited to see what he does with it. The line is such a gorgeous model. I've not seen a bad paint job on it yet. Yeah, you can throw paint on it, and I'm sure there's people just throwing paint on it somewhere, but there's just so many great paint jobs that people have done out here. It's amazing.
And then Ale Painting says, "Run the line down the toilet like Lannister."
He could. I mean, the rip-off nature of that face that they chose, where it just looks like Tywin Lannister, is hilarious. But is it legally questionable? Yes. Is it epic? Yes.
You can't. I mean, to be fair, I didn't notice it until someone put the side to side. I just thought, I saw it and I thought, oh, they've made him older. That's interesting. And then someone did the side to side, and then that's it. He's now Tywin Lannister for life.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not the worst thing to leap on in terms of something that's epic as well. Game of Thrones was so good. The seasons that Tywin Lannister in are some of the best, and then we don't talk about the last couple, and we just let it roll. It finished fine, and we don't talk about it anymore.
Sub Paint says he could be shot by Watcher and the dog. Now that would be a twist. That would be a twist.
A midget with the voice of Tyrion Lannister in what?
Be a twist. And like a female watcher lying across the bed, if he's just strangled because the lion has been had his wicked way with his girlfriend. That's a twist.
It happened again.
He's been doing strange things in the dark for the watchers in the dark. Dave 552 says, "Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen." Good afternoon, Dave. I'm not sure if there's any ladies in the chat, I'll be honest. And then we've got the first question from Sam. I'm not sure if Sam's still in the chat, but I'm sure but he actually asked 3 questions. Which he said were revenge on the questions that you asked when he was on stream.
I asked a few awkward ones from time to time. My goodness,
Now, I'm not aware you did this, but I'm assuming you did do this because you said, when did you first get into sweatpants shorts on stream?
Well, since I'm a dad, naturally, the very moment my children were born, my genes changed physically into sweatpants shorts and have been that way ever since. And I walk around now in my house in I'm wearing sweatpants shorts right now. That's just what us dad kind of guys do. And why, I don't know. And the problem was because, like I was saying, because my hobby setup has paints and stuff above me on shelves, so I bring stuff down. When I'm on stream like this, I stand up and people just get a crotch shot, and I claim that that's not to lure women in. No women ever actually join the stream, but I claim it's not to lure women in. And it gets a few people very excited, and they just, they like it. What am I supposed to do? I give the people what they want.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, there's only 2 women that could tune into this stream, and one of them's on Dazzy's stream, and the other one isn't doing social media for a couple of days. So unfortunately, the female demographic isn't available today.
Well, no one's getting any short action then. That's it. I mean, in protest, I shall stay sat down, and I've worn my tight ones for nothing.
Sam indeed was waiting in the chat for his questions. A.O. Payton says your raw sex appeal made the women have to leave. They couldn't stand watching you.
That's
You did say
the
you were going to
story
turn
I
up
will.
to 11 today. You did say you were going to turn up to 11 today, just to see if we can keep the audience up. Obviously, because I was over on Dad's stream, to be honest. Yeah, it's quite wild over there. See, Norse, he's got half my audience. That's what I'm going to claim. He's got half my audience. Greetings, all grinder bush. Alex Bates is loving it, so that's good. Next question from Sam. Did he realise he has a massive following in the States, believing him to be a Beatles love child?
Well, this is just one very special man. You know, that's Jonesy, who is a pal of ours who's collecting Black Templars and he's getting really good at painting. He's coming on really fast. And, you know, Jonesy doesn't understand the Scottish accent. Now, the Scottish accent I've got is a weird one. It's kind of posh, but kind of not. And I don't know why it's that way. So just because I'm better. No, cut that. And he claimed that my accent sounded Liverpudlian, and I was like, well, no. And he claimed my hairstyle was Beatles-esque, and to be fair, it very much used to be in university. I had some questionable hair choices back then, and I've managed to keep it mostly. Nothing as glorious as yours, Simon, but what are you going to do? I try my best nonetheless.
Mine is seriously difficult. Mine's seriously difficult. It's just I haven't had time to go and get it done.
Making no effort for me, my goodness. So Jonesy is a fan of mine, and Jonesy, you know, makes these comments, and they hurt equally as much as the Dark Angels heretic comments, but I just take them on the chin, and I don't weep at all.
No, I would have said Beatles, and I don't know how you're going to take this, but I get Ronnie Corbett vibes.
It's the glasses. I changed the glasses last year. I need to buy some new ones.
I was also the laugh. The laugh is very Ronnie Corbett. Very.
I changed the glasses to go for a different look, and then I realised it makes my nose look huge because they're huge glasses. And someone on one of my streams on TikTok said I looked like Mr. Incredible's boss from the first Incredibles film, like the little midget guy with the huge glasses that gets thrown through the wall. And I was like, "Fuck, I do. I need new glasses." So we're gonna upgrade to different glasses.
No, you just done that with your glasses, and it's really cool.
We're gonna upgrade, and yeah, that'll definitely turn around the Father Ted and the It Crowd. Yeah, I've been compared to that as well from Graham there. I think there was a period people were saying I had a Michael McIntyre look about me, but I don't know if that's when I had slightly longer hair. What are you going to do? You know, it's yeah. If you're compared to famous people, is it a compliment? Maybe. If you're compared to weird-looking people, you just cope with it. I'll cope.
I get Mark Hamill, which is I don't
Young
know.
Mark Hamill?
I get Mark Hamill quite. I've had people DM me and ask me.
Are we talking Mark Hamill post-car accident or pre-car accident?
I'm assuming post. And just think, well, okay, I know I'm not the youngest person in the room, but I'm not 72. So, you know.
There's hard living and there's hard living, you know.
Yeah, I get that. I get Mark Hamill. Someone actually on the Peachy stream, someone actually put that in chat. I thought, one of Peachy's friends said, I thought you were interviewed by Mark Hamill for a minute. It's like, great. So, you know, I'll take Ronnie Corbett over Mark Hamill, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I can honestly say that it'll be you and me at the end of the bar, Simon going, "Hello, ladies, alone at night," and I'm okay with that.
Did you see me in The Empire Strikes Back? Dave Parkinson is having a pint and playing Keno while I'm watching this. Oh, that's good. You could have bought enough pints for everybody in the chat. Let's see what. Ronnie is brilliant. There you go. Sam's trying to redeem himself.
Thanks, Sam.
Um,
Thank you,
and then
buddy.
Sam said, post-accident Mark Campbell. Well, I'm assuming so, because the first time I was ever said to me was when The Force Awakens came out, when he appears at the end.
Oh yeah.
So that's definitely post-accident. I can't really get out of that one. Pre-accident, I'll take all day, because he was a good-looking bloke.
Good
Um,
looking boys. He was still good looking post accident. I wish I could look like that post a fucking car accident. He was still a fucking Hollywood movie star. It's just obviously you'd gone for the more distinguished grey beard, at that point, and he'd aged up. But my goodness, yeah, you're not 72, man. I can tell you're not 72.
I might invest in some Just for Men and get them.
Dark enough. I don't know, man. My silvers are starting to come. I've held on to the brown. I've held on to some of the length in the hairline, but the silvers are coming through. It's the
Just embrace
strength.
the grey. Be a silver fox like me.
Mm.
Jedi cosplay all day, Simon. Funnily enough, right? I used to have a brown I got bought. It was quite a posh one, like a what you call dressing gown with a hood, and it was brown. And I used to
Nice.
like to pull it down below my face, and then walk into my then girlfriend's in the bedroom to my then girlfriend, take my hood down, and go, "Hello there."
I was hoping you would say you would ignite your lightsaber and
I have got lightsabers as well.
of course. We're nerds, man. We have to. There's core things we have to have. We have to have models. I have two lightsabers. What else? I don't have any replica weapons. That's maybe the next thing I need for my nerdness is some good replica weapons lying around for my
Yeah,
3-year-olds to find.
yeah, yeah, that'd be good. I have got Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, and I've got Darth Maul's lightsaber, which is double-ended, ladies.
That was an awkward entry into the bedroom.
That's one side. Do you want to see the other? Peyton said he looks like Vader after the lava skin scrub. Need
Oh,
a
Alex, my
last pistol and a
buddy,
bolter. I wouldn't
I
mind a last
do.
pistol and a bolter. Last pistol and a bolter. I would put a
I would
last
love a
pistol and a
bolter.
bolter up on my wall.
I would love a
See, this is why
bolter on my wall.
I need to meet a lady who is also a nerd, because I think if she walked into my house, she would go screaming, running out of there. As soon as every room has got like superhero posters, books, toys.
And this is my Jedi onesie.
Yeah,
why are you leaving?
yeah. My my Star Wars and New Hope Jim Jams. I, I know they're a bit tight, but I had them when I was 6. Um, So Dave Pikey says, me and Sam are doing a Sailor Moon cosplay. LPA. That is worth a ticket to Las Vegas. That is worth a ticket to Las Vegas to
I'd
see
pay money
Sam
to see that. I'd pay money to see
walking
that.
around
Sam live streaming in full Sailor Moon cosplay in LVO.
the little blue skirt. I can't wait to see Sam in that. I'm excited. I'm semi-aroused right now. Uh,
Oof, oof.
so right, moving right along. Who has been? This is also from Sam, funnily enough. Who has been his worst guest on his paint parties?
Who's been the worst guest on my paint parties? No, I've been very lucky with interviewing people that came on paint parties. I didn't do formal interviews per se. Mine is just a sort of open forum. Whoever wants to come along, and I've been very lucky in the sense of met a lot of lovely people who come on and just chat. And I could honestly say I've not had a bad guest come on. There's people who are very quiet. There's people who come on and just like to hang out in the stream and things like that, and chat just a little bit. And there's people that love to come on and talk endlessly, and that's cool too. Like me. So it's always been a win-win. I could honestly say I've not had a bad um stream in that sense. The only problems I used to have back in the early days when I did it, there seemed to be a lot more scammers and odd stuff on uh, Instagram Live. I don't know, when I started about 3, 4 years ago, you'd get people coming in and just throwing abuse into the chat, swearing, cursing, just nothing to do, and you would kick them and they'd come back with a different name and they'd come back again and again. That doesn't really happen now, so I don't know if I've aged my way out of that demographic or they've just aged up and moved on. So No, I've been very lucky in streams. I couldn't say I've had a bad guest on ever, but I've had Sam just wearing normal clothes. Now I knew that there was the option to request Sailor Moon cosplay. I feel I've been shortchanged.
You've had Sam on the beach as well.
Yeah, we had Sam on a beach. I thought he was proposing to me. I thought finally he was going to admit his feelings and we were going to have something special. And he was just like, "No, I'm visiting Florida. Look at the beach." And I was like, "Well, fine, fine then.
It was,
I
it
guess
was,
I'll just go away
it
then."
was a beautiful sunset behind him. To be fair, it was very romantic.
It was a
Although when
romantic moment.
I screenshotted that from my stories, and he's got his eyes closed.
Well, that's what I thought it was. I thought the emotion was overcoming him. You know, I thought this was it. This was, I mean, I like the guy and stuff, but I didn't expect this. And then he just sort of he chickened out. But what are you going to do?
Alex Fitz says you can have mine, Ryan. Sailor Moon costume. There you go. Nice one. Back Templar Tim, there is an Obi-Wan can blow me joke in there somewhere. Well, you buy me dinner, I have to repay you in some way. Evening, then he says evening, gents. Comes in with the everyone can blow me. Then says evening, good evening. This is the only thing about Insta chat. You have to scroll it back. So like, and then Sam says, Dave Parkey, my maid costume will be ready. He's got maid costume as well. You've missed all of it. All these paint parties where he's turned up all clothes.
Oh my goodness! That Sam goes away, buys a house, and suddenly he's cross-dressing in the background. I don't feel like I don't even know him anymore. My goodness.
Jokes, Mark. Oi, Doc, what side of the hammer hanging? Right now, straight down the middle. Right, anyway.
Let me check the shorts.
Sam says price has gone downhill. Well, it's your questions about sweatpants shorts that have started all this.
Sam creates the filth and then looks around going, "I can't believe this happened." I have no
I
idea.
believe this is happening. Someone's coming to talk about Sailor Moon cosplay, talking about sweatpants shorts. I don't
Oh,
know who started all this up.
Sam wandering around going, "I can't believe this filth arrived and came from nowhere. Who could have predicted it every time?"
And he's a happily married man with a child. He's watching this film. It's 8:45 on a what time is it? It's sorry, yeah, 8:55 on a Thursday evening. I don't need to be watching this film. So this is your serious question now. This is your serious. The
Finally.
person who plays 40k and knows what they're talking about. This is a serious question. So I'm going to say in a serious manner, it's from someone called Tom Robles, and he said, "What is now? I can't read my own handwriting. What is the unit that most represents the Ultramarines, not counting character models?"
Oh, not counting character models. Oh man. Oh, because right, okay. If we were going to answer it both ways, for me, for Ultramarines, the two models that best represent Ultramarines are it would be Marneus Calgar. He's had 4 iterations, and he has been the epitome of what an Ultramarine is in terms of the lore and in terms of models since I've existed, since I've been aware of. I think the third or fourth model I saw was the old second edition, Marneus Calgar, and that sort of classic fist punch in the air pose, and even the new one, which I've painted as well, is just fantastic. The Terminator one was superb as well. So if it was a character model, that's the one I'd go for. But what is the core of Space Marines? It's got to be for Ultramarines. It's the classic tactical or intercessor Marine. That classic profile. There's a reason that Games Workshop's art design has been brilliant over the last 30 years, and we're still talking about them now. That silhouette with the backpack, the helmet designs, the shoulder pads. It's yep, there are many Space Marine armor designs out there of various types, but there's something so bulky and knightly and iconic that there's a reason that the hobby is growing and growing and growing every year, and Space Marines will never stop selling, and people will complain that Space Marines never stop selling, but if you get the design right, it will come. The popularity will come, and that's why people are still buying Space Marines even now. And so for me, that's what Ultramarines are. It's either Marinus Calgar as a model, or a classic tactical, or intercessor.
Yeah, tactical squads. I think that's where it is at for Ultramarines. It's all about the old bolt of discipline and all that sort of stuff, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. It's that line infantryman, super soldier, holding, forming up in phalanxes, and all that sort of stuff. That's what they are. Just like, for if the question was Blood Angels, I think everyone would say assault intercessors, or assault, assault troops of the day with jetpack flying in. That's their thing. And for Dark Angels, it would be Terminators, big bulky Deathwing Terminators. For Space Wolves, it would either be the Wolfen or the Thunderwolf Cavalry. Although, don't get me wrong, lots of people have controversial opinions about whether or not Space Wolves are too wolfy now, or not wolfy enough, or too Vikingy, or too silly. So there's certain factions that have these iconic units that best match up to them, and it's just a shame they all suck compared to Dark Angels. Hey,
I was going to say, talking up the Space Wolves, what's going on?
no one's more surprised than me that liking Space Wolves, man. I couldn't give a toss about Space Wolves previously. Couldn't give a toss about them. Their Horus Heresy books I felt were lackluster, and one was written by Dan Abnett. I could wax lyrical about how much I love Dan Abnett for days, and I just was like meh. And then, oddly enough, I read Wolf Time, which is part of the Dawn of Fire series, and that was brilliant. That was about the Primaris coming into um, the Space Wolves, and I was like, I'll read it because I'm reading through the series and I want to be complete. That was a belter of a book, and I was like, maybe I'll paint some Space Wolves. These are brilliant. I'll wait and see what the relaunch of Space Wolves is like. You never know, and I'll paint some Space Wolves. And that was a great book, far better than it should have been, and much better than some of the previous Dark Angels books around the time. So they sure surprised me.
I'm currently reading Praetorian of Dawn because Imperial Fist and Alpha Legion. It's very good.
It's
It's very,
it's
very,
a great book.
very drawn in. Got me
It's
very drawn in. George,
Praetorian of Dorn. I couldn't, again, Rogel Dorn, couldn't care less about him up until Praetorian of Dorn, and now it's like he's a badass. And now I'm in the second book of the Siege of Terra. Finally, I'm working my way through that because I like to be the lore guy, but I'm so behind on my reading. So, and Rogel already, he's kicking. He's kicking up a gear, and I can see why everyone was like, "Oh, Rogel Dorn, he's the man. Imperial
have you
Fifth,
got
they're the man."
him and Fulgrim face off him?
I've not got to the bit. I'm aware him and Fulgrim meet, and I think Rogel Dorn kicks his head in. And do you know what? I'm okay with that, because I think if if your character development as Fulgrim, and I like Fulgrim's character development, is to turn into a pantomime villain, which is kind of what he is, as he cackles about with his snake body and such like. He's going to get his teeth kicked in by everyone that meets him from now on. So that's fair enough.
I personally think it's really well written. I thought it was great. I was really surprised when Dawn beat him. I was like, no.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
but the way he does it is very much not finesse, just stick the boot in, stick the head in.
Yeah, yeah, I'm on board. I'm on board with all of that because I'm not one of these people that's Primarchs and these big characters are as powerful as the writer makes them. So anyone can lose to anyone given the right circumstances, and that's just the way the books are written, and that's good. I'd much prefer that sometimes good guys, bad guys lose, etc. Even though there are no good guys and bad guys, rather than the thing that happens in codexes where two characters meet and then just when one's about to kill the other or win, like a cliff, opens up between them or something. Like, they have that dramatic moment where they cannot reach each other and finish off the fight and
Well,
go, ah,
I'll get you next time.
next,
Um,
next
but
time.
next time I'll be back. George H387 says, thoughts on Corn?
Thoughts on Corn? I'm pro Corn, especially since the last Codex and Angron being such a stunning model, and the Angron Horus Heresy books being fantastic. I was quite happily painting my Slanesh Marines last year, and then they go, look at these absolutely stunning World Eaters. Why didn't you pick Corn, you big idiot? So that was a challenging time for me to try and resist, which I managed to do so. But never say never. I could paint Space Marines happily for the rest of my days, and there might be some World Eaters in there one day.
And I've never read a bad Wilder's book, to be fair, and they're not so far. I've read most of them, and they're all great.
You would think the one-dimensional war, blood, kill. You know, in the last, Horus Heresy turned them from the most one-dimensional characters to a really nuanced group with some real pathos, and especially Angron, and well done for doing that. They've become far more interesting, and as a result, they've had far more interest, and they got better models. I think if the lore feeds into the game, and if the game feeds into the lore, it pays off both ways.
Yeah, it's the fall that gets me. The fall from glory of both the Legion and of Angron.
Yeah.
And then you've got Khan, and Khan, Heresy Khan anyway, is such a fantastic character. He's brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, he's so simplistic in 40k. There's not, a lot of it, but his journey, his loyal and then traitor, then back and forth and loyal and traitor, and all these sorts of aspects to him is just great. It just works. You would think all that sort of stuff going back and forth wouldn't work, but with Karn's journey, it totally does.
Yeah, it's the conversation with Orgel Tor where he says to Orgel Tor, "I think I'm on the wrong side," and Orgel Tor says, "Everyone's on the wrong side." Yeah, fair enough. I can't argue with that. The Joker's Mark says he's not drunk enough for shit steering yet, man. Get more drunk. Just do it. Get more drunk. Do it.
I know Chris has been exported abroad at the moment, so he's roaming out in Germany, I think, consuming alcohol. So anything could happen.
It won't take long to get drunk enough. Dreaming Demo to the host. Oh, that's me. I am just a follower of yours. I wanted to say I really enjoy your content. Your talents are amazing. I wouldn't say amazing. I am not a 40k player, but I do build models, so your painting's inspiration. Thank you very much. That's I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. That moves me. But I always deny it when people say that your talents are good or you're a good painter. No, I'm decidedly average. There's much better players than me.
That's just your Britishness coming out, man. I don't, I'm pretty sure you ask Fletcher, the next week.
Yeah, I'll ask the Golden Globe winner to assess my painting skills.
To ask if he thinks he's a good painter, and he'll be there being that British thing that we all are going, I'm not that good. I'm not, I'm sure I could do better. I'm all right. And the man's sitting there on 2 golden demon statues and another win just recently. So
yeah.
I think that's just us Brits.
I can just say no. I comment. The last conversation I had with Fletcher was when he did his the Blackbird that recently won that open competition, and because he was a stealth player, I said, "Does it sometimes just pop up in your living room? You don't know it's there." Dave Parker says someone should paint Calgar up as P Diddy. Ooh, it's a bit controversial, that is.
Maybe. You go ahead. You go ahead, Dave. I'd love to see that.
I would love to see it. To be fair, Jahan converted Calgar into a cat. Shocking. That's shocking. With
no one saw that coming.
With power force, yes, obviously. Calgar has 2 victories, chicks, says Sam. Joker's Mark says he did just sneeze and near piss himself.
Sounds about right. Scotsman abroad. Sounds about right. Yeah.
At least he came out of the front end, not the back end. The things could have been. That's true. They need a Codex of Stories book model to worship in game. I'm not sure who you're referring to there. They need a Codex of Stories book model to worship in game. Ultramarines, I'm back on track now. Back on track.
Yes.
I'm that far behind in the chat. Space Marine cats are taking over walls. That's Jahan again, funny enough. Here we go. Hey, Painted, if you could change one thing about the Dark Angels, what would it be?
Oh, I don't know what I would change about them, because they've had such a fantastic range of what I would have said. What I was looking for, I got. I wanted knight type models for Dark Angels with more hoods. And literally, I got my new Deathwing Knights earlier this year, and I've got 2 boxes of the Inner Circle Companions, which are the most Dark Angel models you can get. And I loved the Blade Guard veterans were the similar sort of vein for me. I was looking for knights with swords and boards, and now I've got big knights with two-handed swords. So I'm glad they're different from Blood Angels. And that's what I was looking for. Really, I don't know what else I would want from from Dark Angels, or what I would change them. Now that you've got I've got everything I ever wanted in the last year. I got the Lion back. I've got new model. The only thing I want now is Ezekiel. I just want the full collection of updated models. And Ezekiel, the chief librarian, is the only one that needs updated from the original range. I mean, if I could change anything about them, I'd like the rules to be pretty decent. We had a few blips and a few times when the rules were pretty darn good. But I think they're a bit middling, and I think they're really low in the competitive rankings at the moment. But I stay optimistic. I stay optimistic.
Could be worse. You could have had a Custodes Codex or an AdMech Codex.
This is true. Exactly. I can't complain. I'm just going to pull the Dark Angel's hood up and hide. Just try and be quiet.
At least you can play Dark Angels using the regular detachments in the Space Marine Codex.
This is true.
You've got that out. You've got that out. Black Templar says he knows that feeling, can't handle praise for painting at all. I can't handle praise for anything. I always think someone's lying if they pay me a compliment. Don't know if that says something about me rather than the person talking to me.
Yeah, I'm off the clock in terms of psychology and psychiatry tonight, Simon. We're not doing it. I've had a long day.
We'll do it in office hours, and you can bill me.
That's it.
Alex Fit 1978 says, Ryan, if you could paint any Custodes model, what would they be? I'd like to see a pink Custodes, to be honest.
Well, I painted one before for Alex, because Alex is my buddy in real life, and literally sitting in stripping fluid right now is his Captain General Trajan Valoris, which I'm repainting again for him, and also Valerian. I've got his Valerian model, and I want to redo that for him, and Alea. The Custodes range otherwise, I'd love to just paint some of the characters, like the jet bikes and stuff like that. I'd love to have a crack at those as well. Even though you could say it's all gold, I'd love to do some other stuff with it. I suppose that's actually the other thing I want for Dark Angels is Samael to get his an updated model, because he's in Finecast and he's on the last Space Marine jet bike, and it's such an old model, and mine's just falling apart and needs updated badly. But still lovely.
Now, the jet bike thing's always made me laugh, because originally, before Custodes, it was the only jet bike in the Imperium. Now it's the only Space Marine jet bike, because Custodes
the last one.
But now, to really rub salt in the Space Marines rooms, Clan Escher in the Escher gang in Necromunda have now also got jet bikes.
They've got jet bikes as well. And what is it? Avansar have got hoverboards. They've just got
Space Marines have got new jet bikes, but people are building them out of junk in high wheels.
And then the best they could come up with for Space Marines was, okay, we'll take all the wheels off our tanks, but they'll be slower than all the other floating tanks. Yeah. It's like, so why do they fucking float then?
We'll give you some crap hover tanks.
After complimenting all the design decisions over the past 30 years, then suddenly I'm like, do you know what? There's been some bad ones too.
yeah. I did a meme once that I did a picture of Samuel at the top on his jet bike. I went, the last jet bike in the Imperium. And then I put a picture of my custodial jet bike to the bottom. And I put, meanwhile, Metallics and Terror. Whee!
I know they made such a big deal when that model came out. The last one. Then Heresy came out, and every Space Marine had a jet bike. And they were like, oh, but you can't use them in 40k. And then the Custodes flew in. We're just like, we have plastic kits, and you can all suck it. That's the way of it.
We've got loads of them. We've got entire units of them. A.Up Painting says, must be nice getting your Primarch back. And before you say anything about that, Joker's Mark says, yours is fucked, Yorkie.
Oh, this is it. His poor red body. Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. I it worries me that they might bring Sanguinius back because his tale of sacrifice is so, integral to what the Blood Angels are, and the Black Rage and the Red Thirst, etc., and the loss, and it makes it more tragic, the heresy, that the stagnation may have been averted if the Emperor had survived, or if Sanguinius had survived in some regard. But that's if they brought him back. I don't know, but Blood Angels are such a popular faction. I don't know, man. I don't know what will happen. There are no rules anymore.
Well, yeah, they sort of left it open in the last Siege of Terror book. They've really left it open. There's a chance Horus will come back. So there's talk that what's his name, the Primarch of the Iron Fists. What was his
Oh yeah,
name?
somehow Sanguinius returned.
Yeah, the guy. Oh, what's his name? Morgan's best mate. He cut his head off. What is his
Oh,
name, man?
Ferris Manus.
Ferris
Ferris
Manus.
Manus. The man whose name is literally Iron Hand.
Yeah, exactly. So apparently his head is still alive somewhere. So they could all come back, and for the sake of money, I'm pretty sure sooner or later they all will come back.
The moment prophets look like they're stagnating in any way, shape, or form, that's what will
So
happen.
Blacktop Martel says he's still not recovered from the Custodian's Codex release. I'm trying to. I mean, that's my favourite faction. And yes, the Codex is lackluster, but I'm determined to make that Codex work in some shape or form because I don't want to shelve my entire army for an
Of
entire
course.
edition.
I think Custodes pay for their sins because they're a hard faction to balance. They can very easily end up overpowered or too underpowered. It's hard. They're part of that extreme section of armies like knights and things that I think they find hard to balance. So they've clearly overcompensated this codex.
Yeah, but Santos says, Tim says, just paint up the spear dread for the Custodian's lovely sculpts. Indeed. Joker's Mark says, didn't that codex do something about a brotherhood? Well, yes. But as Black Templar Tim says, the law didn't bother me. It was the awful rules. That is exactly where I am. Female custodians, couldn't care less. Would have been really
Doesn't
nice if
bother
they
me.
really nice if they would have given us a female custodian's model. That would have been
Yep.
nice.
Yep. Or an
But yeah,
upgrade sprue even
or an
with
upgrade
scaled
screw.
heads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
female head. That would be good. But instead, they just gave us a really crap rulebook. So, Real Housewife, the Underwife says, yes, going to be great for Alex Van Sargang. Yes, I mean, let's fit. Hoverboards are cool,
Oh,
aren't they? I was a bit.
boards are cool,
I
man.
mean, I played Goliath in Necromunda. I was a bit jealous when I saw they were getting hoverboards and power suits and whatever else.
Literally, I think 20% of the reason I had children is so that I can then, hopefully, they'll have hoverboards, or I can show them Back to the Future Part 2, and they'll like it. Everyone wants hoverboards. We all do.
Now, I'm not sure what this is referring to, but it made me laugh. Alex Fit 1978. Now they have old Piss Drinker Lewis as a new model. Who's Piss Drinker Lewis?
That's Commander Dante. He's Piss Drinker Lewis. Did you not see that stream of mine? He's his book. I was discussing this on my stream. His book Dante, which I've not read all of, has a whole chapter of him as a young man crossing the rad wastes of Baal, drinking his own piss like there's no tomorrow. So it turned into a whole skit on my stream of that secretly the Blood Angels. It's nothing to do with blood. It's all other fluids that they're using all the time. And Dante that's not that armor isn't gold by coincidence. So yeah, it was a fun stream.
That sounds like a fun stream. Sorry, I missed that one. But Piss Drinker Lewis didn't even though I didn't know what it was referring to. A.Up Paint says if they can make it make sense, then fine. But if they shoehorn it in for sales, they can suck a bag of them. They'll definitely shoehorn it in for sales. Have you not met GW?
I know. If Sanguinius comes, I wouldn't mind if they brought like a new version of the Sanguinor that's more powered up or something. That's. I just don't want it to be just Sanguinius came back because it totally takes away from his. It would just be building up to the end times of 40k. and maybe they will do that and then reset the whole model line. I don't know because they need to keep selling stuff to us. We can't just stop. So yeah, you're probably right. They'll just force it in, and we'll just have to take it.
Like Tim says, or more systems of silence models. They need some love. I would have loved more systems of silence
Yeah,
models. They've got one kit of infantry and a rhino and a Lear, and that's it.
yeah,
So 2.5 kits. That's what they get.
yeah. They need expanded. Absolutely. If you're gonna make it part of a faction, make it a decent contribution. Like Kroot are part of Tau. They got a big expansion. Make a big deal of Sisters of Silence if you're gonna do that. Custodies are a very popular faction. And the book by Chris Ray, is it Watchers of the Throne with Valerian and Leia are great. They are great books, and the modern Sisters of Silence are great in that. So I think there's an untapped potential there for them as a faction, and yeah, I'm excited to see if they would commit to that a bit more. But again, they haven't.
But
So
no, we get the same old sculpts. But I mean, the only reason we got a Lear was because of the Chris Wright books. It was a Black Library Celebration model.
yes,
That's the only reason we got it.
yeah,
Because the Lear is a really great character,
she
fantastic
is
character.
absolutely.
Okay, so we've got now back to the stupid questions. So anti-hero minute. Should he legally change his name to Scott?
This is this whole thing with my name being Paint Party Scott. Most people, when they see my streams, because I don't announce my name as Ryan all the time, they think my name's Scott. And also maybe my Scottish accent isn't distinct enough, so they think that's Scott. Hey Scott, how you doing, Scott? Scott, what's up, Scott? And all that sort of. I just reply to it because I don't. I'm not going to sit around and go, my name's actually Ryan. My name's actually Ryan. It's just I'm Paint Party Scott. That's my tag, and I'm cool with that. And it's too late to change it now.
I sometimes do call you Scott. And I think no, it's Ryan. And I mean, when I first started following you, was aware I'd never watched your paint parties. I'd seen them come up on your Instagram feed, but never watched one. And I thought his name's Scott. And then we were talking. I think the first time I realised your name was Ryan was on one of Sam's streams when he started calling me Ryan, and I was like, "Who's Ryan? Who are you talking to?"
Sam again. What a load of nonsense. Classic Sam.
Living
That's Sailor Moon wearing freak.
that Sailor Moon hippie lifestyle in the States. Doesn't know what he's saying.
Crazy.
And
Wackadoo.
hey, up, paint. Hey, Alex Fitt's got loads of names for him. Share them in the chat. Just put them in the chat. We want to see. We want to see all the names for Ryan, aka Paint Party Scott. Hey, up, painting says, is he going to release a line of lounge pants?
Well, this is it. If the Paint Party Scott pants had taken off, a full clothing line could have been developed. I'd love to sell a range of rip off 40k t-shirts with either paint party merchandise all over it for people to enjoy. I'd love to do. There's lots of random ideas I've had. I just don't have the talent, capabilities, or time to do any of them. So much like my painting, neither have the time, capability, or talent to make any of my dreams manifest. But I'll think about them a hell of a lot. So no to loungewear at the moment, but you never know.
Right. Black Temple Tim says, I followed Ryan for years and thought his name was Scott too.
I love educating people. I really do, and I don't take it in any other way other than cool. Thanks, people. I do. I'm Paint Party Scott. That's what I've got. People say, "Oh, you should change it to Paint Party Ryan. You should do this." And I do think about it. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with what I. It's too late now.
Too far down that road.
Too far down that journey now.
Your final question, I'm going to let you guess who asked this question. But the clue is in the question. Ask him if he likes cats.
I'm more of a dog man, to be honest. I like both cats and dogs. I'm just horrendously allergic to all animal hair, which is why my children, despite being nuts about animals, I would definitely love an animal of some kind. We will never have any animals in this house because I just am the most allergic mofo you've ever met. And I would be dosed up on antihistamines all the darn day. So, I do like cats. Not as much as Jehan does. No one likes cats as much as Jehan. Should someone like cats as much as Jehan? I don't know.
It's
Is it a crime? Is it
it's a question.
offensive? It's a big question.
Well, what about is it the actual is it the hair? Is it the pet hair that you're allergic to?
Yeah, it's
Because you could
dander.
have because you can get the you can get the what they call Sphinx cats with no hair.
Oh yeah, yeah, but they're creepy as. You can also get like hypoallergenic dog breeds and
Yes, I was
such
going
like
to
that
say you
people
can get
suggest.
what they call real hair dogs, which always freaks me out. They've got real hair, but you can get real hair dogs, which basically means they don't molt.
I know, I know. I'm definitely. That's the thing. I'm definitely. It's my own fault as well. Whenever I go to someone's house that has dogs and such like, or cats, I'm definitely there stroking them and going, "Oh, you're so cute. You should be able." And then struggling to breathe 15 minutes later, and it's my own fault. I could just leave the dogs alone, but they're cute.
Alex says, I have to drug him when he comes to mine to play. You can take that any way you like.
For context, that's to play 40k, to lose at 40k, because Alex has a fantastic Custodes army that he beat me through all of 8th and ninth edition with, but he's not returned for 10th just yet. And he has a delightful dog called Abby, who is very friendly and loves a good pet, but also I can't breathe around. I kind of spoil the party by, trying to roll dice while getting woozy on drugs. So maybe I can blame that on the reason as to why I lose all the time. I'm hopped up on medicine that I can barely focus. I'll blame it on that. That's what it is, not my lack of tactical acumen for the last 5 years.
Yeah, but then he's just put Shaw 40k.
Also, Alex runs a great D&D and RPG group as well. So that would always help my character building. That I was high on drugs slightly during that point. I think I peaked with Vampire the Masquerade Malkavian that had a hand puppet. I think at one stage I was doing a whole hand puppet thing for my character. He was mental, and that might have actually been antihistamine fuel. Now that I think about it, so don't do drugs, kids.
Well, apparently your dice rolls are horrific. It's mental.
They are pretty bad. I, I would say sometimes I play pretty well. I have won games of 40k. I just had on my last game. I did have a whole turn where my dice went cold, ice cold, and that just couldn't make an armor save for love nor money, and nothing hit and nothing wounded and nothing. Just one of those bad turns that I never recovered from. But it was so funny because I was doing a tutorial game with Alex and a friend of mine just like 2 weeks before with my brand new Dark Angels dice from the new set. I was like, oh, and I let my buddy I was teaching have those dice, and they was rolling sixes like there was no tomorrow, and it was just he could do no wrong for a number of turns. I was like, he's rolled all the good sixes out of these dice, and then would you believe it? Yes, of course. The next game, those things died, and he definitely rolled all the good rolls out of them. Damn you, dice gods!
Now that's all the questions from the audience so far. So I have got all the questions. I would like to know as well, how excited were you when you finally got to talk to Winters on stream?
Oh, you could. I mean, if you've seen that video, man, it's embarrassing. I think Sam had to contain me. I've been watching Winters for years, and my plan was just not to seem too happy or too into him that it freaked him out. I think I freaked him out, but what are you going to do? I tried. I was really thrilled. It's meet your hero sort of thing, and he was just as lovely as you would want him to be. And I love his channel because he's got a nice air of him about. He's really good at the game. He paints really well, and he loves the story and the lore, and that just speaks to me. I love the stories and lore more so than the game at times. So, did I ruin Sam's stream? Hard to say. Sam has not invited me back to do any more interviews. Coincidence?
Well, I'll be honest. I mean, when I met Winters, it was at March of Winters, and he talked to everybody. He's a really nice guy. But then at the end of the day, because I know James March Ward, who's also the co-organizer. So I was talking to James March, and we're in the middle of a conversation, and then Winters said, "Does anybody want a selfie?" And I basically pushed James March out of the way, jumped over the desk.
Get out of my... Me, get out of my... Just picked him up bodily and just.
So I'm surprised he's let me back into the next March of Winters, because I thought he'd seen my name on the list and go, no.
I love the idea the red haze went down like your RoboCop mode. Your old days on the Ford.
Yeah, my entire gigging plan was I need to get a selfie from Winters, but I don't know if he does selfies. I need to get it all day. And I'm thinking, I've missed my chance. Anyone want a selfie? Get out of the way, James!
Get out of my way.
But
Plowing through them.
That's like Starsky and Hutch over cars. Move!
Yeah, I would do the same, man. I would do the same.
I'm quite shocked.
No chill.
I'm quite shocked he'll allow me back this year, because I'll be just as bad.
Well, we're a strange bunch to begin with. It's their fault for dealing with us. They should have known better.
Yeah, I'm taking next weekend is UK Games Expo.
Oh yes,
and two friends are coming with me who have got no social media presence. They are aware I have got social media, but they don't know anybody who's in social media. Now, I was talking to Mini Wargamer Dave last night and asked him if he was going, and he said he was. He told me where he'd be and told me to come see him. That's going to be an experience for them.
I think I really like Mini Wargamer Dave, not only because he's mad, both in literal and figurative terms, and really into the hobby, and he's a great advocate for it and things. You'll have seen last year his honest post about his bipolar disorder, his battle with bipolar disorder, and it really speaks to me in terms of how he's managing that and what he's doing and trying to maintain his business, looking after his family, looking after his health, all this sort of stuff. It was a really, really well done, nice piece that he did that wasn't just little space soldiers banging themselves together, which was nice, which you're very good at, of course.
Yeah, it's going to be the experience of, they're going to wonder why I'm so excited to meet him. And they're also going to wonder what drugs he's on.
From looking at him, I have suspicions, but it's his own private business.
Yes,
he's on some.
It's going to be such an experience, and then I'll be bumping into people through the day, and they're going to wonder who the hell these people are, why I'm getting selfies with them, why I'm excited to talk to them. So yeah, I have warned them. Black Templar 10 says it's just an excuse to wear death corks of Kriegs cosplay all the time. Gas mask up to avoid the dog hair. Do you mean that's not the normal way to dress?
I mean, that's just Saturday night here at my house. Just get the shovel out and build a trench in the back garden.
Like Tuesday, personally.
You can trench Tuesday. Everyone does trench Tuesday.
Everyone does trench Tuesday. Also, I wanted to ask as well, how would I think we did cover this previously on the Inquisition, but again, I'm old, my memory doesn't work anymore. How does your wife feel about you, about your hobby? Is she supportive? Is she?
She's supportive in the sense of doesn't care. That makes it sound really harsh, but in the sense of she has her own hobbies, I have my hobbies. She's more of a fantasy, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones fan. Not so much sci-fi, never watched Star Wars, but more fantasy into. I definitely, it was one of those funny things when we've been together for a very long time. So we got together when I was 19 and she was 18, and we are now in our mid-30s. So we've been together a very long time. I wasn't back in 40 until about 5 years ago, so it wasn't really a thing. It's just a different hobby I have now. I used to do more gaming back in the day, and that was just something, just some of our different interests that we have. Plenty of other shared interests and things. It's just that wasn't one of them. What she does like doing is cleaning and organising, and I think she struggles with my shelf of shame, where it's like half assembled models and like half done projects, and that's why it all goes in boxes. Not necessarily because she's ashamed of it, but more it's like she's a neat freak. And I respect that, and I definitely don't look like a neat freak. I look like I've got something wrong with me, but in a fun way. So
because Mark says, is that you saying she would dress as Princess Leia for you?
I sent you that picture in confidence, Chris. So just shush.
I mean, for me personally, I have asked a woman to dress as Princess Leia, but she got the wrong Princess Leia, so she turned up dressed as Princess Leia from Hoth.
Oh, there we go. There we
Not,
go. I
not,
mean,
not really what I was looking for, but you know, at least
just
she made it.
did nothing for you.
Yeah, just
Just did nothing for you.
padded jacket, hair tied up in a bun, and trousers. Well, yeah,
Could have been worse. She could have come in as, a Wampa,
yeah,
So
yeah.
the,
Chewbacca.
the
She could have come as
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca. Yeah, an
There's
Ewok.
things could have escalated. I think we take what we're given. We're nerds. We're quietly grateful.
Yeah, she made the effort. Alex Fitz says, "You told me you wouldn't let anyone see that, right? Did he dress up as Princess Leia for you? Is that
Well, Alex has been having a great. Let's just say he's been having a great time with a health kick in the last year, and he can fit into his gold bikini like never before. And good for him. Good for him.
well? He is called Alex Fitz, so I can only assume that he is fit.
And getting fitter by the moment,
I'm
and
getting
and he'll
fit
have to resize that gold bikini soon.
fitter by the day. I got painting. My wife started to tidy my desk the day. I wasn't happy. Put all my paints into a basket, mix them all up. Oh, Danny Paint's here. Gareth's here.
Oof, oof. Dangerous, dangerous.
Gareth's here with a Leroy. Gareth's here,
Leroy
everybody.
Jenkins.
You thought the track was downhill before. It's going to go downhill even worse now because Gareth's here. Hope you got a good stream anyway, Gareth. I did catch the first half hour of it. It looked like you were having a good time. Evening, gents. Hope you've been having fun. Yeah, we've been. There's been a topics for discussion. You've missed the filth, but I'm sure you could reignite if you really try.
We can come back round and restart the filth all over again.
It's
Sam's
like
finally run dry.
like a circle of filth. What about you say your twins are 3 years old now?
Yes,
Are
yes,
they,
indeed they are, man. Yes.
are they getting curious about what Daddy does at his desk?
Not really, because they're still fairly young, and I paint late at night. That's why I do late night paint parties. I tend to paint sort of 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock onwards, sort of thing, and they're long since in bed at that point. And I don't want them near any of it because it's my own, my precious. No, but also I just imagine them swallowing small bits at this stage. So I'm keeping them away from it, but I can see myself. They are both big drawers. They love a bit of paint, throwing a bit of paint around. I can definitely see them, daddy encouraging, shall we say, some hobbying and some gaming as they get older, and sort of, casually dropping that in, and uh, you know, hey, two girls, there's nothing wrong with that. We want more ladies in the hobby than ever before, and there probably are more than ever before. So let's get some more in.
Yeah, I think that's the big misconception, isn't it? About women in the hobby. It's sort of everyone sort of seems to think that the majority of us don't want them, but when it's really the minority of us that don't want them, and the minority tend to be the most vocal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things I couldn't care less about these sorts of things. I think that just doesn't matter. I think these are culture war style, talking points that don't affect anyone day to day. Does it change the game? Does it do anything? Oh, it changes the lore slightly in places. 40k is never going to be palatable en masse, because of its darkness, and I mean, they tried to soften it up for kids with those books a few years ago. I don't think I'll be buying the girls those anytime soon, though. um, um, I think they're still for a bit of an older subset of kids, so we'll have to wait and see. I'm interested to see what happens next. Oh, Dante there. Boy fell in love with Sylvaneth, the
Yeah.
Wormhole of Easter. Nice,
And he also
nice.
pushed together a sorted accessible Sigma's a perfect start. So that does lead me into thoughts on AOS. What do you think about AOS?
It's one of those difficult ones, man, where I used to have a high elf army for Old World back in the day, back in 6th edition Warhammer Fantasy, and played a bit with that when I didn't know what I was doing with painting, and just threw models together and stuff and did my best with them. And AOS, I love the range of models. There's some absolutely stunning sculpts and designs. There really are with modern technology. And the lore is what really drives me with things. I've got so many books in the set in the old world, and I've read so many old world books. I can't quite let it go. And the new AOS lore, I've touched on it. I've just not committed the time to reading very much about it. So maybe once I get through all of my Audible tokens that are going to be invested in the Horus Heresy again, I might pick up a few AOS books and try it. Game wise, I just got rid of a load of AOS models. I had some Sigmarines that had been sitting for 3 years at this point. I wasn't going to get around to painting them, sold them, and that was that. That's just the way it's going to be.
Joker's more because obviously had a few more beers. Most of them ladies are carrying more than mantees. Oh God. We're back! We're back!
Oh dear! Oh dear!
Dante says Heresy Lord Best Law. I can't argue with that, to be honest. I can't argue with Heresy Lord Best Law. But I think that's because there's so many books.
That's
so
true. That's true. There's a few dodgy ones in there. There's some ones that are not as good mixed in there, but there are so many classics mixed in that series that it's fine. You know, some of those writers have just pulled out their best work for that series, and that's great as well. I will still always love Gaunt's Coast, though, and that'll still always be my first love for 40k books, and you know that's I was hoping against hope that that might be the live action series that got commissioned at Amazon. That that was a good one to start with because there's scattered Space Marines in it, but it's mostly guys running about doing military things. But doing Eisenhorn instead is equally fun, so I'm happy either way.
I'd like Gaunt's Ghost. I would personally like Gaunt's Ghost. I think it's a really relatable story for people getting into it because they start off obviously Untanith getting the regiment together, and then what happens, and they go on that journey. And it's pretty. I think it'd be a really good introduction for people who don't know what 40k is,
Agreed.
because it starts off quite slow and then just builds.
Absolutely. And it's basically they're a family. They're a military family that goes through space, and they only have each other, and they've taken outsiders and they bond, and they are not the most powerful or the most heavily armored, or they're not space marines. They're people, and they die, and they love, and they good things happen to them, bad things happen to them, and it's and then you fall in love with the characters, and then bad things happen to those characters and it just crushes you, which you need, which I think is the Game of Thrones trick, where you care about something, you love about something, then a writer cruelly smashes it apart, and it gets you where it gets you right there. Yeah, Eisenhorn, absolutely. Dante's right there. I agree with that. I love the Eisenhorn series. Oh, sure. There's a little reference for you there if you remember that one.
Oh, you just spoiled it for I'm sure Gareth's read them. Gareth's read everything. Go to go start. Spoiler warnings.
Spoiler warning.
We didn't say which ones. No one said which ones.
Not all of them, thankfully, yet.
But there was a couple of them that did upset me greatly because I really liked them.
Oh, absolutely. There's a few that absolutely hit the spot when they go, Elijah Fething Q. Oh, there's some that hit the spot and you never quite recover from. And you miss them in later books.
I felt the same when this is a spoiler for anybody who hasn't read some of the World Eaters novels. I was very upset when Orgultol died too.
So was everyone, man. So was everyone. It was.
And the thing is, I knew it was coming before I read the book, and I was still upset when it happened.
Absolutely. I didn't know it was coming, but I loved the play on the shadow of great wings. It's all that sort of stuff, and he had this prophecy that he thought that he was doing a sort of reverse Sanguinius, where Sanguinius knows how he's going to die. So he behaves in a certain way and he becomes more powerful in his prophecy, and he knows he can't die yet. And Argyltal was almost doing the same thing. He was getting more and more extreme because he knew he couldn't die yet, but it turns out it was just a fucking play on words, and he just dies. And it's like, what?
It makes you hate Erebus so much.
I know, I know. It's like Erebus had not done anything dickish for like 20 minutes, and so he just came up with that, and he had to do that too.
And then when Colin
Um,
starts absolutely rinsing the shit out of him, you're like, come on, kill him, he's a bastard.
fucking do it, man! Fucking kill him!
Stab him, put his face off.
Got
Yeah.
him!
And then he escapes again like a dastardly villain that he is.
Twirling his moustache the
But
entire time.
he did actually make that book also made me quite like Lorgar as well. So,
Oh,
but,
absolutely, I like Lord. Again, some of the Primarch stories are good for what they are, and I like Lorgar's story as well. And his novellas are pretty good, where he goes on his journey in the warp and stuff, and he basically fights off 4 greater demons to show how powerful he is, and he's still the bitch amongst the Primarchs. It's hilarious.
funny thing is that Khan comes across as being in total control in that fight. But Khan was pretty good at controlling the nails and the heresy. It's only when he went off his head and decided to start burning his own legion in the bunkers that he really lost it. But yeah, Khan's a swell guy, as you say.
Good
Uh,
bloke. He's a good bloke.
Good bloke. He's a nice guy. But there is I don't know what they are now. They used to be on 4D Chan. There was like a big series of Colin being a swell guy, told from the point of a chaos cultist and what a great guy he was. And he does like all these horrendous things, but he's laughing and making jokes about it. And they'll go, Colin's a swell guy at the end.
It's just such a good guy. Such a good guy.
Such a swell guy. Bringing that on, what is your favourite heresy novel so far?
Ooh, it's either Fulgrim or oh man, oh that's maybe Master. So it's Fulgrim, Master of Mankind, or um, the and then probably a draw between Descent of Angels and Fallen Angels. I think it's Fallen Angels, which is part of the McCragg trilogy. The Unremembered Empire trilogy. It's the one where a lion absolutely rinses Conrad Curse, which is always good. Um, so Fulgrim, I love the whole story. There's a sort of whole self-contained book, Fulgrim, that goes right from Emperor's Children ready, best of the best, quote, best of the best in their perception, all the way to their complete corruption. I think that's one of Graham McNeil's best novels. And the way it all develops is fantastic. Master of Mankind, everyone loves. I love the sort of Custodes story in that, and all the characters they bring in, and then the Emperor rising, to stave off the gate falling completely. It's just a fantastic moment with the sort of initial Legion of the Damned. So I've those are great. That's for the Heresy series. Siege of Terra I can't comment on yet because I haven't finished it. I'm just only on Lost in the Damned, so I'm working my way through it. I've fallen behind them. I have them all in paperback. I have all the books. I've just not finished them. Now I'm listening to them on Audible because it's the only way I find time to get through anything.
Well, that's why I'm always audible. Usually when I'm painting or doing something, it's on in the background. Dante says, Spirit of Tread, Master of Mankind or Warhawk for me. Master of Mankind I read on your recommendation, Dante, and it was a very good book.
Yeah.
But also I just thought Emperor, what a tosser at the end of it. Yeah, Robbie, ready, yeah. Bastard.
Poor Rand Daimion. Oh my goodness, Rand Daimion's journey. I would love to see what happens to him next because he obviously disappears. No spoilers for like a 5-year-old book, but obviously there's a big gap between the journey of Drachnian from Ra to where Abaddon finds it in the Eye of Terror on like the 8th or something, or 9th Black Crusade, something like that. I can't remember the numbers. So there's a big journey in there that I would love to find out where that goes, unless it's already been answered in Siege of Terra and everyone knows, and I'm just an idiot. So sorry.
I've only read snippets of the Siege of Terror. I haven't read it, so Gareth's not going to spoil it. He says he's noted it, so no spoilers.
Man. Much appreciated.
Finally, as it's getting dark outside. I always forget how dark it is to look out the window. Like, where's the dark come from? Oh, they haven't filled it in yet, so it's a story that's open. Where can people find you on social media?
People can find me either here on Instagram under PaintPartyScot, despite my name being Ryan. You can find me here at PaintPartyScot, and I don't have a regular schedule for late night paint parties. I've not been painting for the last 2 weeks. Actually, been super busy away with the girls on holiday and such like. But I'm back now, and I will be hopefully getting a more regular streaming schedule together quite soon. And everyone and anyone is always welcome to late night paint parties to just chill, chat about the game, chat to me, chat to the other people that come in. It's just an open forum for cool hobbyists to connect, which is awesome. I'm also on TikTok, but I really just post the same stuff from Instagram over there as well occasionally. So it's not really. I cultivate Instagram more than I do uh, TikTok, but that's because I'm not like you, Simon. I don't have the video flair yet. You'll have to teach me. I'll absorb your ways and improve.
I am probably the most amateur YouTuber in the world.
What are you talking about? That the production value quality of that reel as you smashed those models together in your hands was just superb.
No one was more surprised than me that so many people like that. So
Always good.
I mean, I put it on YouTube, and it's like 14, 15,000 views. I'm like, what?
This is something I don't know. This is the last big message out to people. It announced today that we all were hoping for Space Marine 2 coming in September, full multiplayer. If anyone out there has a PlayStation 5, I will be getting that day one, and we're all going to war together as Space Marines brothers.
Yeah, I saw that. In fact, I saw that on your stories and clicked on it. Yeah, that looks really, really good. It makes me think I should buy a PS5.
Do it.
Well,
Do
I've got like a
it.
PS4 that I haven't used in years, and now I'm thinking I might just buy a PS5. Again, no self-control whatsoever. Just impulse buying shit. All you need to do is put together a really fantastic trailer. I'm like, yeah, I want that.
Yeah, I was the same, man. I was the same. I was like, oh, look, they have swords. Well, I guess I'm buying that then.
You can customize Space Marines and don't just have to play Ultramarines, and I can play Chaos. Where do I sign? Take my money. Just take my money.
We're going to war, brothers.
Just,
Can't wait. Can't
just
wait.
towards the end of the stream, and our female demographics turned up. Hello, Nymph.
That's right. I lured one woman in. See, I'm not weird.
Dante says, what is posting? Well, yeah, something you should do more of. And he's just seen my Star Wars Armada in the background. Now Ryan can't see me doing that, but I'm displaying. Yes, big Star Wars. That was a stream that you missed when you were streaming. We were talking about my lack of impulse and my lack of self-control and how I just bought like every Star Wars Armada miniature I could get my hands on. Painting says we all need the PS5. So PS5 sales are going to go up because we're all going to buy one. And forget paint parties, we're going to have Space Marine 2 parties. And
that's what I said. I was talking to, I think, Tabletop Quality earlier today, man. I was just like, I'm really going to have to start painting now because September's going to be out, probably October, probably November. Just like, it's just going to be carnage online. You know, my poor models still unfinished.
looks like Alex Denny says I'm Imperator. Jahan says my PC may handle at 8K.
I'm hoping cross-platform, cross-fingers.
I would have thought it would be. Baron Paint Simon, you need a restraining order against your wallet. Now the thing is, right, I have quite a well-paid job and I don't have kids. This is what happens. You buy toys for yourself. You buy it because you've got all this disposable income and all this cool stuff comes up, and then you think there is no room left in my house for any more shit, and then you buy more shit anyway.
Like you said, if you were looking for a woman, we don't know where we would fit her at this point. Your house is so full of cool stuff. Where would she go?
That's it. Yeah, that's why I need a nerdy woman, because she will appreciate all my nerd stuff and not make me put it in the garage.
That's right. A good one. One of the good ones.
Apparently, it's going to be cross-platform for multiplayer. Well, that's good. That's good because you can do co-op missions as well, which I really like the idea.
Three-man co-op missions as well as just 6-on-6 multiplayer, so it can be carnage and oh man, I can't wait. Cannot wait.
Up Painting's really excited at the idea. I think we're onto something here. Dante says, "Come play Darkside." I don't know. Isn't it quite glitchy, or is that is that not true? I thought it was quite
It's
glitchy.
only on Xbox just now, so I'm waiting and wait. I can see myself picking that up at some stage. I can definitely see myself getting that.
Jensen's cross platform for multiplayer. Dante says he buys toys for me and the cats. Cat toys or proper toys?
Could go either way, that conversation. Sam?
That's just perks, obviously. Jay's up and he's gone, Dante, that's us. So now I'm waiting for that conversation to mature. Up Painting, oh right, so it's my wife fault, can't have more. Now, I mean, for me personally, it is a case of if you've got a wife and kids, you've got to put your wife and kids first.
So they tell me.
So they tell you. So you mean you've got to feed children? I think the law frowns upon it if you don't. You've got to clothe them. I think the law frowns upon it if you don't, and that's not cheap. So yeah, no kids, more toys. That's how it works. She'll put me. Then says she'll put you in the garage to make room for the first stuff. Yeah, I can totally believe it. I have been in relationships where her stuff's everywhere and my stuff's in the corner.
I did what Baron Payne's what Tom did there. Wait until it's too late for her to break up with you before revealing the plastic crack addiction. Mine was a late surprise.
That means she could never come to my house, ever. It's in every single room in the house.
I love she just gets more and more suspicious about what you do. Are you like a meth dealer? What are you doing? You just don't ever come in my house. No, you can't come home.
No. Can we go to yours again? Don't come to my house. Never come to my house. And then if she does, I'll have to put it all into one room and lock it. And then she'll think I'm a serial killer because she'll be like, why can't I go into that room? You just can't.
It's like you're 50 Shades of Greying it. You're just like, I have a room with all my interests that I keep in it and just open the door slowly. And it's just, the Armada ships fall out and crush her.
Never open that door. Not until we're married. And then it's too late. Just wife, no kids. Well, I mean, wives are expensive too.
He does have a horse. I know. Graham has a horse that's an expensive investment, but what are you going to do?
The horse is massively expensive. There's more expensive hobbies than 40k, and I think one of them is a horse. Jayhan, shockingly, his cats come first.
What? Unbelievable! What a twist!
Someone called Jay, Lord of Cats, loving cats this much is just I can't take it in. Mind blown. Up Painting, I have a drawer. She has a room. Yeah. I had the little wardrobe. She had the massive walk-in wardrobe. That's why I've got so much stuff. I finally got space when she left. There are clues everywhere. Why are these sheets everywhere? Simon, why you're an American Psycho? Yeah, I'm always decorating. So
I love that right after the stream finishes now, Simon puts on Huey Lewis in the news and a big plastic coat to prime models.
And my hobby knife.
This is my hobby axe.
Room covered in plastic sheeting because spray painting. Yes. You're only firing me up to do more. You're not putting me off. Tom says, I've had all this stuff for years. I can't believe you haven't noticed. You'll never notice the stuff I have. Yeah, it's mind games. I like it.
Love it.
The law sort of frowns on you if you don't feed your pets. That's true, actually. You've got to feed your pets. You've got to feed your children. You've got to clothe your children.
The rules.
This is all expensive. You've got to treat your loving wife or girlfriend well, which isn't cheap either. You have to take her to nice places because going out on a romantic date to Burger King or McDonald's is frowned upon.
He's not wrong. These are the basics I've heard.
You can't just rock up at the drive-thru with the candle. Apparently it's not romantic.
No, not twice anyway.
Yeah.
First time it's cool and ironic. The second time apparently it's lame.
Yeah. The first time you do it, she thinks it's romantic. The third, fourth, fifth, sixth time, she's getting a bit pissed off with it.
Oh man.
Is Pizza Hut okay? Pizza Hut's really upmarket. Pizza Hut's expensive. That's like sit-down Domino's.
I know. Calm down, Graham. You know, it's just your wife.
I was
Yeah,
going to
come on,
say,
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut.
It's not the Queen.
Someone's doing well.
Oh, Graham along here going, oh, I don't have many models. I'm off to Pizza Hut for dinner again. Oh,
I
jeez.
can't
Oh.
afford models. We dine at Pizza Hut very often. Nim says you also have to feed your boyfriend husband. This is true. This is true. And you'd rather keep me for a day than for a month, let me tell you that. But I'm fine with McDonald's. I'm fine with McDonald's. If anything, too fine with McDonald's. Jayan says, not on your anniversary. What, Pizza Hut or McDonald's? See, because Pizza Hut's a bit more market. I am on first name terms with the staff. That's when you know you're going to McDonald's too much. McDonald's might be frowned upon, but we like Five Guys burgers. Now, Five Guys, now you're laughing, but Five Guys is also, I would call upmarket burger joint. Isn't it like £20 for a burger and fries?
It's 20 quid. It's a treat. It's definitely a treat, you know. That's and I can't take my wife there because she has a peanut allergy and they cook all their fries in peanut oil. So
They do, yeah,
that's just that. Even worse, I have to go there by myself like a real lonely weirdo.
But at least you've now got an excuse to take it to McDonald's.
This is true. This is very true.
And you can just say, it's your fault, your allergy.
You
You
freak.
could be going somewhere really expensive. Yeah, you do.
You and your allergies.
You and your allergies. Right, with that, it's getting on for it's nearly 20 to 10. So
Yes, indeed.
I will say goodbye. Thank you very much for coming on. It's been a very fun stream, as I
Oh, thank
expected
you,
it to
man.
be. Fletcher now has a really hard act to follow.
Fletcher just gently waves a paintbrush in the air and everyone will love it.
Let's
That's
see
you.
if
I'm just banter.
if we can get Fletcher talking about Sailor Moon, school maid uniforms, and going to McDonald's, that will be a
And
win.
his own range of underwear,
And
you know.
underwear. That will be a win for me. Thanks to everybody for participating in the chat. It's been fantastic. You guys make the streams, to be honest. Otherwise, I'd probably run out of things to talk about after about 20 minutes. So thanks very much, and see you again very soon. Bye-bye.
All the best, buddy. Bye.